So, my esteemed greetings to all of you. Today, we are going to discuss something very interesting, something very significant, and the topic is active learning. Today, we are going to shed light on this very topic, which is active learning. What is actually implied by active learning? What is like being active? What is actually learning? So, this very terminology, this very concept combines two words, is made up of two words. First of all, which is active, and second, which is learning. What is actually meant by active learning? So we shall try to understand this very topic today. Active means being dynamic. Active means being alive. You are not sleeping. You are not asleep, you are working. You are understanding things. You are sensing things. Your sense organs are working. You are not idle. You are not stagnant. You are progressive. You are creating something. You are developing something. Your organs, your systems inside the body, like respiratory system, digestive system, everything is working. It is called being active. If the person is dead, nothing is happening inside the body. The person is dead, nothing is happening, so he is not active, he is inactive. So perhaps you would have understood the very meaning of being active. I am active, I'm awake, I'm conscious, I'm understanding things, I'm interpreting things, I'm giving my opinions, and I am motivated, I'm enthusiastic, I'm working on something which is innovative, I'm developing either a product or service, I'm active. I'm not inactive. My intelligence is working, my mind is working, I'm active. I'm not a lazy person, I'm active. This is called being active. The very process of bringing activity in your lifestyle, in your existence, is something which can be referred as being active. Being active. Learning. When we acquire new knowledge, when we try to understand new things, and when we try to focus on something which will help us understand a particular topic or a concept, which will help our intelligence grow, which will help our intellectualism grow, and which will shape our opinions, and something that will help our vocabulary, help our mental spectrum to grow more and more, that is something which is known as learning. Learning is the process of acquiring new information, acquiring new knowledge. When you assimilate information inside, when you imbibe information inside, and when you understand and interpret this information in a very constructive and meaningful way, that is something which is called learning. You are learning something. You are upgrading your information. You are upgrading your knowledge. You are working on your intellect. You are working on the comprehension of things being done by you right now in the present context. That is learning. And learning is not something which is an event. And learning is something which is actually a process. Learning is not an event, it is a process. Like if I'm eating a burger right now, I can say that it is the event that happens right now in the present scenario. I'm eating a burger. When I'm done with eating, that burger is finished. It's done. It's no longer there. But learning is not like that. You cannot say that you're learning something right now, and after learning this very thing, the process of learning will stop and it will come to a standstill and you will be done with learning. No, we cannot say that. Why? Because we can never say that. Learning is not an event, it is a process. You can learn about something right now. It is an event, yeah. This very event of learning something, okay, all right, an event, but it is not an event forever. Because what you learn today, tomorrow it is going to change due to the very entrance, due to the very advent of something which is called scientific research or development. Science is bringing new and new things each and every day. Science is working on new and new things every day. Science is doing a lot of research each and every moment. Today, what is understood as the ultimate truth, as the absolute truth in the world of physics, in the world of chemistry, in the world of biology, perhaps tomorrow some new modification, some new development can come up. And the notion, the idea which was prevailing earlier and which was considered irreplaceable, which was considered indubitable, and which was considered irrefutable, it can change tomorrow. It can change today itself, this moment, if that development happens and it is being reviewed, if it is being reviewed by the scientists, if the peer review kind of thing happens and all the scientists give their approval, all the thinkers give their approval, and if it is accepted in the society among the general public, it is going to change the course of time. It is going to change the course of our learning. So learning is very, very vast. It is full of diversity. It is always happening. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you are learning something right now. You are learning something right now. I'm talking to you right now in this very video. This very video can be shared among a lot of people. You can send this video to your friends, to your relatives. You can post it on Facebook, the link that is there. You can post the link and people can watch it. What is actually meant by this video? If you are watching this video, you are learning something from this video. Do not forget that you are learning something from this video. And the very event, the very occurrence, the very phenomenon of watching this video actually entails the fact that you are learning something from me. I'm teaching you something. I'm giving you a new kind of information, a new pattern of thinking. And you are thinking on this pattern and you are honing and perfecting your intellect. You are working on your intellect. You are active right now and you are learning. There were some ideas, there were some beliefs, perhaps they were absurd and they were very, very irrelevant. But today, by the help of learning something new, you are actually building on those ideas, building on those beliefs, building on that information that you had before. Now, a new pattern of thinking will evolve. There will be evolution inside you. You will evolve into a new, well-informed, well-taught person, well-read person, You will be more educated than before. Learning is very much kind of associated with education. If you are learning something, you are educating yourself. Learning is education. Learning is in continuity, and learning is a continuous process of educating yourself, educating your mind, educating your heart, educating your emotions, expressions, intellectualism, each and everything. You are shaping your own philosophy, you are shaping your own thinking pattern, you are shaping your opinions, you are shaping your viewpoints. And the lattice work of mental models will also evolve with the help of learning. Lattice work of mental models, that means the things we actually know. The more and more things we come to know about, the more and more information we imbibe and absorb within, the more and more things we try to know, we read about, and the more and more concepts that we deal with and understand well, it is actually to be taken as enhancing the lattice work of mental models of yourself. So you are working on the lattice work of mental models. You are learning new concepts, you are learning about new things, and with the help of your learning, you are completely revolutionizing and transforming yourself. You are a new person right now. You did not know much about finance until yesterday. Today you are learning finance. So you are learning finance, you are active, you are learning, and this financial data, the data of financial management, economics is going inside you. Your mind is absorbing that, is trying to comprehend and interpret that. Now you are financially literate. You are understanding a lot of things. You are understanding the micro and macro aspects of economics. Economics is also very much related to finance. Finance is a component of economics. Economics is the umbrella from which finance also comes up. So finance is derived from economics as well. Economics is a fundamental unit. So if you understand finance, Until yesterday, you did not know anything about macroeconomics, microeconomics. You knew nothing about GDP, GNP, nothing. You knew nothing about all that. You knew nothing about market capitalization. You knew nothing about how to become a unicorn. You know, a company whose market valuation or market capitalization is more than $1 billion, it becomes a unicorn. And the definition of unicorn, right now I have told you about the definition. I have revealed the definition. A company whose market valuation is more than $1 billion, once it touches $1 billion, it becomes more than $1 billion, it becomes a unicorn. So until yesterday, you were not knowing about it, but today you have come to know about it from me. So it is information, it is knowledge, it is learning. Had you not learned, you wouldn't have been able to comprehend this very thing. You wouldn't have been able to know this concept of unicorn. Market capitalization, $1 billion, unicorn. If I tell you that something kind of, short squeeze is also there in the share market, something called sensitivity index is also there in the share market, how the stock exchanges work, how currency carry trade actually happens. So there are many things, many concepts that you can know, and you should know, and you should expose your learning. If you're not financially literate, believe me, if you're not financially literate and if you're not digitally educated, nothing is going to happen in your life. You cannot succeed, you cannot become more progressive, you cannot attain a lot of success. There are many kinds of jobs that you can do right now, but if you do not have the relevant data, the relevant information, the relevant kind of information and knowledge that is actually going to be worthwhile and used in that very particular domain, the job that you are trying to do, the job that you want to have, if it demands that very skill, that very learning, and if you do not know about that data is not there in your mind, then it will not facilitate your selection. You will not be selected in the very examination, because the questions they are going to ask you, you cannot answer those questions because you do not know them. You have not read about them. You have not done any analysis, any study. So you must study something first of all. You must learn something first of all. So that is active learning. So I have told you about a lot of concepts, and there can be other concepts like cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, NFT, non-fungible tokens, quantum computing, digital currency, central bank digital currency, CBDC. Now India has also introduced, earlier it was there in other countries, now India has also recently, the Reserve Bank of India has introduced the central bank digital currency in India, and they are doing a pilot project right now. A pilot project is there. They are trying to unravel a lot of aspects of it. They are studying it on a pilot basis, and the prototype has been introduced, and they are studying it, analyzing it, and they are trying to understand whether it will be useful in the future or not. If it is going to be very worthwhile, if it is going to be profitable for the country, and if it is actually full of utility and sensibility, and if it is going to make the work of people easier, and if it is going to help our economy grow and prosper, definitely then it will be introduced in a very mainstream manner all across the country, in a very holistic sense, in a very full-fledged sense. Definitely it will happen. Now they are studying it, they are trying to overcome the difficulties, the obstacles, they are trying to figure out this very concept in a more holistic, in a more full-fledged sense. So I just talked about digital currency. There can be several other concepts, and unless you know those concepts, you cannot understand them, and you cannot facilitate your learning. You understand? So there are certain concepts, several concepts in this world, and if you have to understand them, you have to hone and perfect your learning. You have to learn actually, and if you do not begin learning right now, you will be left behind. You will be languishing in the past. So if you have to get ahead of others, and if you have to be highly competitive, and if you have to have that kind of competitive excellence and a competitive edge over others, then you have to make your learning full of life, full of diversity, and full of enthusiasm. You have to be as active as possible. As active as possible. So, active learning, right now I told you a lot of things, you learned a lot of things from me. That is called active learning. Now you are in the workspace, now you are in the industry, in the organization, in your cubicle, in your cabin where you work. And if you are not active, and if you are not learning on a day-to-day basis, then what will happen? You will not be able to, keep yourself in conformity with the developments happening around you. You will not be able to understand things properly. You will not be able to get ahead of others, and you will be left behind. You will not be able to update yourself. You will fall apart completely in terms of your intellectualism and in terms of your skills. And the downfall will happen. Everybody will surpass you, and you will start failing. Failures will come in your life if you don't learn actively. If you learn in a passive way, that is not going to bring any results, any definite outcome in your life. You have to be highly active. You have to be highly aware of yourself, of the environment that you are in right now, of the organization where you are working right now. You have to be aware, you have to be cognizant, and you have to figure everything very, very sensibly and very, very practically. That practical learning must be there. Elon Musk is doing something at Tesla. Bill Gates doing something in Microsoft. Tim Cook doing something at Apple. Many CEOs are there, So the CEO of Google, he is doing something. Everybody is doing something, and all these people are able to do something with the help of learning. By becoming more and more active, they are trying to analyze the surrounding, the business environment, both the internal business environment as well as the external business environment. So they are able to do it by paying more attention to the very component of learning. And they are able to delve deeper into the very concept, into the very realm of innovation only with the help of this learning. They are analyzing and studying the environment, the business environment on a day-to-day basis. Every moment they are understanding new things, they are learning new things, because if they do not learn, if they do not know what their competitors are doing, what their rivals are doing, they will not be able to generate revenue, they will not be able to deliver products and services of utmost value, because they have to stand out in the market. They have to be very different. They have to do something which is full of value, full of innovation, full of meaningfulness, sensibility, and which is actually practical and good for the people, which is actually going to enhance the lifestyle and the very standard of living. And if it is going to happen, then definitely it is worth commendation, it is worth appreciation. So it will happen only when active learning takes the center stage. Learn everything in an active way. Learn about philosophy, learn about literature, everything. Learn about the skills which are relevant to your career. The skills which are relevant to your career, the skills which are actually relevant to your workplace, the skills which are actually required for your job. The industry, it is demanding some skills, and you are learning those skills. You are building yourself in such a way that all those skills you learn, you upgrade yourself, and then you end up as a person who is highly successful, who is highly informed, educated, and progressive. You become successful. You start earning money. You start, becoming more and more successful in your life, both in your personal life as well as in your professional life. You try to maintain that harmony, that balance between your personal life and your professional life. And this thing is going to be possible only with the help of active learning. Somebody said to me that perhaps philosophy or spirituality is not important for a person who happens to be the CEO or the chief executive officer of a company. I told him that philosophy and spirituality are very, very important even for the CEOs, because they are earning money in the company, they are developing products and services for the market, for the people. They are working in their organization, and they are helping or facilitating the growth and expansion of the organization. But all these things cannot be possible if they are not mentally charged, if they are not mentally fit, if they are not very motivated for their work, and if they are not very much sound in terms of mental growth, in terms of mental stability, they will not be able to do all these things. And philosophy and spirituality can give you such insights, can give you such information and learning, so that you can actually understand life in a more broad way, in a more comprehensive way. You do not become demotivated so easily, and these things help a lot. I will not say that these things are limited only to those people who want to attain enlightenment, who want to become saints or seers. No, not like that. You are a professional man, and if you do not know anything about philosophy and spirituality, the mental evolution, the mental transformation is not going to happen. You have to generate ideas. You have to become creative in your life, and this creativity is the result of inner transformation. Your work is also very spiritual. You are developing a mobile phone, or you are working in the power generation company. You have to work in the very space of renewable sources of energy, in the very spaces of renewable sources of energy. And if you are not creative enough, then you will not be able to use the resources so well. You will not be able to use the resources in such a way that it is going to be optimum. It is going to fulfill the standards, because if you are mentally charged, if you are intrinsically very motivated, if the encouragement is there inside you, everything is going to be possible. So I would say that even spirituality and philosophy are highly quintessential for your inner growth, and to make you fit enough, adept enough, skilled enough to help the organization grow where you are working, to help the country grow where you live, and to help the society grow which you are an integral part of. So this is to be taken care of. I will discuss a lot around this topic as well in the coming times. For the timing, perhaps it is enough, it is sufficient, and I am very hopeful that you would be able to understand these things very clearly, having watched this video and having listened to me. Thank you very much, and I wish you good luck for your future, for your career. Okay, thank you very much. I'm highly indebted to all of you for watching this video. Thank you so much. Namaste. Namaste.